Peace, 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 and blessings. Thank you to everyone who tunes in and who is just here present with me throughout the whole thing. I won't talk your ear off, but I do want to give you some valuable jam-packed information on the sacral chakra. These are my personal notes and things that I have learned and discovered along the way. So, as we all know, the sacral chakra is the second chakra right above the root, which we went over last week. So, the sacral chakra is literally like right under the belly button, kind of like the womb. Like, envision like your whole womb area. That's where it lays. So, here in this space, right now in this moment, I want to actually take a moment to connect with her and or him and hold the palms of your hands right below your belly button. And we're just going to immediately sink into deep breathing. I want everyone to deep breathe for 3 long inhales and exhales. So let's take a moment, shut everything down. Remember to place our hands on our sacrum. Deep breath in through your nose. Hold it and release slowly through your nose. Again, deep inhale, fill up your lungs as much as you can. You want to hold your breath and then slowly exhale. Again, deep inhale as much as you can. This time, I want you to try to inhale a little bit more. Hold it and slowly exhale. So I want to do that another 3 times. This time, do it at your own pace and on your own breath count, but I do want you to work on expanding your breath. That is going to be key to every yoga pose and to holding the pose just a little bit longer. So these first few weeks, I'm definitely going to be focusing on breath work. I did some meditation, and that is what came up for me. Focus on the breath work because that is key. That is what keeps you in the present moment. And if you ever take a class with me, you will know, or you will hear me say it like so many times. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe, because if I do not see you breathing, I will state it out. And I don't care if it, it irritates you. It shouldn't, but I'm just saying. So, again, we're going to take 3 deep inhales and exhales. Go at your own pace. Pause the video if you need to, and let's go. Sink in. Deep breaths in through your nose. Hold it for 3 seconds this time. Challenge yourself. And exhale. Hold your body in just a little bit more right here at the sacrum. Keep going at your own pace. Okay, let's give yourself a huge hug now. So just squeeze in, grab yourself, grab the back of your shoulders, and just squeeze with the palms of your hands and the points of your fingertips. And begin to rock side to side. And add some movement here if you like. Don't be stiff with it. We're talking about the sacral chakra today. Okay, let's bring our hands up to the ceiling like mountain pose, but we're sitting down. Maybe you are standing up. Bring your hands up, reach up, slightly lean back if you like. And exhale, let's bring the hands to our heart space. Stay here and breathe. And let's focus all of our energy back to the sacral chakra. Now I want you to remember these sensations. Remember holding your sacral. Remember holding yourself. Remember that feeling. Okay, if your eyes are closed, slowly begin to blink your eyes. Looking down at first helps, especially if you have a lot of lighting near you. So, sacral chakra. This is actually a very, very important chakra to me because just in my personal workings and along with clients and doing classes, this is the number one chakra that I see that women have blockages in. Even, I mean, just sitting someone in child's pose and, you know, doing a guided meditation, literally just in child's pose. I had a woman began to, like, after we stopped the session, she began to just express herself, and she she just felt overwhelmed in a sense of like she had emotions that came up just in child's. And so I took a second to connect with her, and I immediately, as she continued to talk, I closed my eyes and just listened and just, you know, just being with her and being a space for her. And as she was talking, I immediately I immediately saw orange. And I said, um, I'm seeing orange. And she goes, oh my gosh, that's literally what the quiz that I took. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but there is a quiz that you can take to see, you know, where your chakras are and if it's open or overactive or closed. So it's kind of like a chakra. Chakra. Actually, yeah, actually, it is not called chakras. It's called chakra. That is the correct terminology in Sanskrit. That's crazy that it just came out chakra. I almost corrected myself because usually my accent kind of gets in the way sometimes. But no, it's actually chakra. So, anyways, so yeah, she basically was like, what I envisioned and felt from, you know, what she began to express herself. She had seen it in a quiz, and that was a very key moment for me and for her, just to see like the power in, first off, just in child post breathing. So you do not have to do a whole sequence to reap the benefits of yoga, especially on the spiritual aspect of it. When it comes to aligning with your soul, with your spirit, and cleansing the energies within each chakra field. So it was very eye-opening for me as well because it's just like, man, like I am very talented, I'm very gifted, and although I've been seeing colors, and it was a time when I was going through my yoga training. I actually, we did this popcorn uh, exercise, and within it we had to close our senses down, and literally I kept hearing or I'm not hearing, but I kept seeing colors as I hear different people's voices. So it was just, I was connecting with people in more of a network energy collection, if that makes sense, instead of on just like a normal or a 3D physical world, you know, where most people are in and out anyway, you know, in their own worlds and just not fully present to not just the 3D, but like the worlds and realities outside of that is intertwined and divinely connected and aligned, which is what I feel is alignment is all about anyway. So enough rambling on. I want to get to this presentation that I made. Actually, I made this a long time ago, and I was like, oh, perfect. What a perfect time to share with you, uh, with you all. So let's see where is it. Okay. So yeah, this is a presentation I made a long time ago before I was even an official yoga instructor. I was just making these series and doing meetups for Black women specifically. But moving on, going into a little bit more as far as the sacral chakra. This is the sacral chakra is the chakra of sweetness, of pleasure, of sexuality, of nurture and movement and change. This chakra is involved with taste and appetite, with emotional range and depth. The thing that popped up in my mind just now was emotional eating, and I feel like a lot of women do this, but there are a lot of men who emotionally eat as well. So this is something that will be a good topic to meditate on or exercise to be mindful of. So every time you go to the refrigerator, whether you're bored, whether, something comes up like you feel lonely, you're just trying to fill that void, I encourage you to just come into meditation and literally just breathe, whether it's 3 to 5 breaths, 10, you want to always be expanding. Start where you are and expand. So sit down, visualize, get into that sacral space, and instead of trying to like feed and suppress it down with food, feed it with your attention and give it exactly what it needs and what it is exactly wanting, the attention. Why is this happening? Why am I feeling this way? What is triggering this? What is triggering me that makes me want to eat right now when I know I'm not hungry, and I know that actually the more I eat, the more I'm actually going to feel bloated. Like the next day I'm gonna feel horrible. So why am I eating this? Why am I eating this certain food that I know I shouldn't be eating, but because emotionally it feels good, I'm going to still indulge in it. And even though I know in the long run, and even sometimes immediately, I make up, I'm affected by it. Why am I doing this? Why? So sit in meditation and breathe and feel and let it uproot, because in order to really prosper, especially within that feminine body, you have to begin to crack open, that space, begin to heal those wounds, those scars, energetical scars and mental, physical scars. You know, some of us physically have scars within our wombs. Going in and envision that. You know, just like this lady in in this picture, you see she has a orange ball right in front of her sacral. So literally, that's something you can go into and imagine, and then imagine it filling up all of your womb space and healing it, and Mother Earth is aiding it and nourishing it and growing it, and just imagine it there in healing, and then it gets so contagious and infectious. It goes all up your body, you know, and out of your crown and gushing out of your root, and then you just feel all this energy flowing and coming to you more and more and more, and at a rush to where you just want to release. So really like visualize, really get into it, because that's what really helps with flow, with creativity. And I'm going to say it, you know, release sexual energy. Use sexual energy to release, to help, especially in a time when you feel like it's hard for you to surrender or to submit. Um, find physical grounding ways to release, whether that's, you know, going through a whole hour yoga sequence. Because honestly, for me, especially when we get into hip openers, um, man, that is when you push yourself into those poses, hold yourself, like really focus in. At the same time, you have no choice but to stop straining and release, relax your muscles, and um, you know, detense. And the more you sink into that, you know, it's going to be a little bit more resistance. But then, you know, it release, and before you know it, you're stretching, you're moving like all of that tension that was in your muscle, like all of that stagnant energy that was in your muscles, and now you're moving, now you're flowing, now you have more energy because you pushed yourself, you've opened yourself, you expanded yourself, and allowed yourself to release, to let go mentally, physically, and emotionally. And that's what yoga does for me, and that's what yoga has done for many people. And if you notice, I literally can tell where someone has been traumatized sexually just by looking at their bodies, or if they was traumatized, or if they had some type of sexual trauma in the body, because the body never forgets, and the body contracts, and it, you know, it goes in or out. And if you ever notice, people who really practice yoga, they hips or begin to open, like their physical anatomy opens. And um, a lot of women also, they struggle with hip openers because of this very reason. You know, whether it started in childhood or adulthood. You know, it's adults out here getting molested, raped, and God, you know, knows whatever else. And it still affects them today. It is affecting them now. And they don't know how to cope, they don't know how to deal. And some can't even sit in a pose for a breath or two breaths because it's so much, it's so intense. They've held on to this pain body for so long that it hurts to surrender. It hurts to release, and that's pretty sad. And man, I'm tense just thinking about it. You know, so please, please pay attention to this week, whether we go on for a week or two. Definitely pay attention to this chapter, revisit, come back to the basics. I don't know, I don't care where you are in your journey, spiritual journey or, yoga journey, whatever. Come back to the basics, restudy. That's what I'm doing. I'm even restudying. It's just like, man, things clicked, you know. You come into the next knowing. These symbols, these um, vortex, or there's depths to them, you know. So you must first become stronger by balancing the other chakras before you aid this one fully. So although you begin to work on this chakra and heal this chakra, know that it is still a journey in the process. And this chakra in particular takes a little bit longer, and it takes the aid of the other chakras, what makes sense to fully balance this chakra and come into it fully. So you release a little, and then you tense back up a little. You release a little, you expand a little bit more, and then, it contracts, and, depends on your mood and your attitude, how you position your mind and your body in your day-to-day lives. So you'll move grace. So how you know your balance is you'll move gracefully, have emotional intelligence, the ability to experience pleasure and be able to nurture yourself and others. You are able to change and have healthy boundaries. You're trusting, expressive, creative, friendly, concerned for others, have a sense of belonging, intuitive, and you're clairsentient. Good sense of humor, you're radiant, you're warm, you're compassionate. So these are the things you know. This is how you know you're balanced, or you may have strong areas in certain parts. So keep playing off of that, because you can make it stronger and help aid in the other areas where you lack. Surround yourself with healthy, emotionally balanced women, whether you are a guy or a woman yourself. So ways to balance is sexually healing. Again, like I said, that try new ways of expressing yourself, expressing your creativity, dance, move your hips, and again, practice yoga. You can do boundary work. You can do inner child work. You can express your creativity however you want to do. And again, yoga is a way that I express that creativity in all chakras. So moving on to the next slide, we have some crystals, some stones you can, look into or hold or have, collect. We have carnelian, we have calcite, tangerine quartz, and sunstone. So those are all really good stones. I personally love my calcite. Like, oh, I love it. I love the color. I don't really want to get into too much of the detail, but I love it. I love it. And it's really good for me, especially being a Cancer. It helps enhance my mood. So here's a mudra for opening up the sacral chakra. So going back to the meditation, this is a great place to hold that little ball right in front of your sacral chakra. Hold it, imagine it, fill it up, empty it out, do whatever you need to do with it. That space, own it, open it, and just listen to whatever that portal, that space, that aura has to say, and feed it what it needs. This is just a meditation that you can, like a chant that you can state, which goes, I am a sensory being full of creative potential. I embrace life with passion and enjoy plunging into joy in happiness. My senses are alive, aware, and connected. You gotta feel it, you gotta be it, you gotta embody it. And then this is a cool bomb chant, mantra chant that you can also listen to open it. Now you can combine everything we just talked about. Yeah, like really, you can really get really creative with this stuff, with your practice, whether it's a physical practice or just a mental meditation space practice. So Vam is the sound, the vibration, and if you are a chatterbrain, try this out first. And then just kind of getting into like the logistics of the sacral chakras. If you're like a alchemist type of person, here's a nice little chart for you. Location, the abdominal Sanskrit name is Sahis. No, I'm saying that wrong. We're gonna skip it. Color is orange. Element is water. There's 6 petals. Mantra is bomb. The mind, it creates creativity. The emotion is enthusiasm. The spirit is passion. Suggests to roll on pause points, sacrum and lower abdomen. There we go. Okay, and that is pretty much it for my presentation. And I wish I was doing this live, but unfortunately I couldn't. But I think this is going to work out a little bit better. And then I also have a Zoom yoga class that I want to do. It will be the first actual Zoom meetup. So definitely plan for next Sunday. I'm going to put the event in the class or in the group, and that way you can also register or VIP. It's free, of course, but just register to let me know that you are coming. The space limited is 100, so I definitely want to keep this up and show up, show out. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if this was helpful. And also, I will be posting on some poses. So, peace.